All right, so I got the new system. We'll call this the prove-in, where you pull it out of the box and you just verify that it works like it's supposed to work before you install it. It's going to be installed in this little house height rack, sitting on the floor here. And this is the new system. So it's a server-based system. This is your server. It's a Dell server. It's 2 hard drives. The back of it is where your connections are made. Video cable, network cable, USB cable, that's your keyboard, power down there. Got 2 power supplies, and right now we're only connected to one. Sure, this is the stuff that's sent here. Now, all these installs are different. This is a fairly simple install, just a small job, but they send the keyboard, they send the mouse, which is over here. I don't have it installed. This is your Grandstream ATA. That's an analog telephone adapter. Basically what it's doing is it's bringing in, it's allowing regular POTS line or analog phones, which is what these are, analog phones. You have digital phones, IP phones, and then you have these analogs. This is the old style, old-fashioned telephones. But they're getting their dial tone from right here. But this ATA, it adapts a POTS line phone system, old standard copper system, to work with in an IP environment. So this is connecting back over to this switch, and this switch is connecting to the server on this other black cable right here. So it's connecting the server to basically all this stuff is it's connecting it back to the server is what that switch is doing. So, and then your GUI, you'll notice it looks a little different from the first one I showed you. That was on the old system. This is on the new system. This is what the new stuff looks like. This monitor and keyboard and mouse are going to be mounted in here with this server in that rack. The monitor will probably be sitting on top of it. But basically, we provide the monitor and the keyboard, mouse. These are for testing purposes, and they stay with the server, and it's for troubleshooting down the road after we've installed this and left here if they're having an issue with it. Then we can walk them through some things. Use this keyboard and this monitor for troubleshooting this system on whatever the issue may be. Anyway, but the GUI is going to go, I think it's going to sit in this room, but it can go in any room. It doesn't have to be in right here with the server. It just needs to be connected to the server or it will not work. So on this system, on this new system, it's a ConsortAlert. You see it right there. That's what they've called this system. That's the name of it. But all of these icons are all the stations, where all the phones are sitting, the names of those stations where those phones are at. Similar, it just looks a little different, but it's basically operating the same as that Alert 3 GUI that I showed you earlier on the old system. It's doing the same thing. This GUI, graphical user interface, it basically is providing them visual status on what is happening at each of the stations. So the gray color means that the system, that phone is enabled, it's ready to be used if you picked up the initiator, and the yellow star here indicates as an initiating station. So if those guys in the yellow star picks up that phone, all these phones are going to ring. Okay. Right now we're not connected to any phones. We're just testing here locally inside the server room. So let me show you what happens when I pick up. I'm going to pick up this phone right here. That's the Flight Ops. This is the building that we're at, Flight Ops phone. You'll see it go green as it starts to ring. You'll see all the other phones go to orange, which indicates that they're all ringing. And when somebody picks them up, that phone will go from an orange colored, the icon will go from an orange color to a green color, okay, indicating that somebody has picked up that phone. So here we go, okay. This is my Flight Ops phone right here. Should be on port 1, following. Down port 1, and it is, okay. Port 2 is that range control, or post-ops. Okay, so here we go. Okay, it went green. Everybody else goes orange, indicating they're all ringing right now. So whoever's down here at this GUI knows those phones are ringing just because the GUI is telling them that. Now we're going to answer that post-ops, okay? And you'll see him go to a red color. Or green, I'm sorry, not red. Red would indicate that there's something wrong with that phone. Red is not a good thing in this system. So if you ever walk up and you see any of these icons red, that means that phone is not connected to the system. Something's happened. They've disconnected it, or it's been cut between, somewhere between the phone and the server. But so all these phones are still ringing right now. Okay, and people will be talking to each other. If somebody talks to each other on here, the moment you talk, the ring that you see around the icon, the silhouette of the person, would flash blue. You'll see a blue glow on the ring. That indicates that somebody is talking. That's voice being transmitted. Okay, so we're going to hang up. In the moment we hang up our initiating phone, all of these, the two green ones will go back to gray. Well, post-ops won't go back to gray because I didn't hang him up yet. So let me hang him up. Let me hang him up. Let's see. There we go. You're hung up now, so he should go back to gray shortly. Takes this thing, so a small delay on it. That big delay, he's going to stay green, huh? Did I not hang it up properly? There he goes. Okay, so everybody went back to gray. It just takes it a minute. There's a bit of a delay, but the system did hang it up. The GUIs are slow to respond, but that's what happens when that initiating phone hangs up, that ends immediately. It ends the conference call, but usually you'll see all the other phones hang up first because all they're doing is getting online and they're verifying on a daily check that the system still works. And they'll call each one of them out by names, post-ops, and they'll say post-ops loud and clear. They'll call out their initials and then they'll hang up. Security loud and clear. And they'll call out their initials and they'll hang up. You have to identify yourself. That's why they're giving their initials. Same thing, all of these. Okay? So there you go, man. That is, there's a lot more to it. There's a lot more to it. But that basically is what we're doing here. So we're installing this system. And when we're done, it'll all be in the rack. We'll test out all these phones around the base, make sure they all ring. But right now, as a local check to make sure this thing works out of the box, it is a good test. We are good to go. There's no reason why when we get this installed and we're connected to all the phones around this base that they're not working. They should all work. They work right here. And if they don't, there's not anything wrong with our server. It's something with their phone lines or their phones. So currently that all works. So that should work when we get ready to do a full test. All right, there you go. A small crash course on the ConsortAlert